My involvement in the video begins really when I write the music, and how I involve other people is when they listen to the music and then they go away and they start to conjure up imagery to go with the music.
We talked about shooting at exterior and in forests and at night, and trying to create something a little bit magical by lighting at night and moving lights and things like that. And then I vanished off on holiday and didn't come back for 4 or 5 weeks. And in the meantime, the weather had got the better of us, and it was decided that we should move it indoors and construct the whole thing as sets. And fortunately for us, Rob came up with this idea of Maxfield Parrish and using his paintings as references to the film.
Certain Maxfield Parrish pictures came to mind, and with researching that we came across a couple of fairy tale books from, I think, 1902 with illustrations in them, and we used some of these illustrations as a basis for all of the sets that we have in the video, and the idea sort of came from lots of people talking through how we could link these up to the musical interludes of the song. I've never seen a video like this looks like it's going to be. I mean, we haven't seen the video yet, but I can't think of anything that's even similar. I mean, Wizard of Oz, probably.
Quiet everywhere. Roll playback. Turn over camera.
I suppose the painting of the chocolate factory really is the most challenging and the most obvious one to put on glass, because you can never build it. I mean, it would take a sort of 100-foot high studio and 20,000, 40,000 pounds just to create the steps alone. Glass painting is really just placing a piece of glass in front of the camera and painting through the camera and extending the painting to elaborate the sets, to glorify them. And so there's no limitations at all really on what you can put into a studio.
I got involved in this production when Cherry, the choreographer, and Rob from Warner were watching a performance at the Opera House, Covent Garden, and I was dancing Hobson's Choice. And the next day I had a phone call asking if I would do this video. I'm playing 3 characters. The first one, a butterfly catcher. The second is a man in the moon. And the third is an eccentric photographer.
Oliver was great. He had an amazing attention span. He could concentrate on things for a great period of time. And once you'd given him his 2, 3, 4 pieces of action throughout the shot, he would just keep repeating them again and again.
I don't think I've ever come across a 9-year-old child with that depth of concentration. We're halfway through the second day now, and the first day he concentrated for hours and hours and hours, and he took direction brilliantly. And once we got to know each other, we had to set up a relationship from very early in the morning, and once that was done, we were fine, and we were a team, and he responded very well indeed.
I auditioned for it first, and when I came out, I said to myself, I'm not going to get this. But then Sarah or Amanda, I don't know her name, she phoned up and said that I had got it, and I was so surprised. I'm a sort of a normal boy, and then someone calls out my name, and then I just climb up this ladder into this sort of fantasy world that I go into. And there's just lots of things that I haven't seen before.
standing by. Ready, Rick? And what is? We'll play back.
Basically, we're turning reality into fantasy here, I think. The process that we did was we took all the live action, which was offlined and then neg cut, and then we turned it into photorotoscopes, which is what these photographs are called. Printed every third frame, which are all pin registered, so the animation is in register, and then we're actually just rendering on top with oil pastels, lots of smudging, enhancing areas, knocking back different areas, making it more sort of magical and golden. If you do it on the print, it means you've only got one chance of getting it right. Doing it on cells means you can also flip it to check what you're working on underneath. It just makes it easier, really. So you can see what the picture's like underneath, and then you can see how much you've enhanced it. And we're mixing through from frame to frame. So what that means is that you get the picture before, the frame before and the frame after actually coming through. So it's much, much softer. Instead of getting that kind of jerkiness that you get. All the bits that are just live action, the beginning, basically is untreated. As soon as he climbs into the painting and he becomes affected by the painting, then everything has rendering on it. Oh, we've got about 10 people. You can't have too many because you lose the actual style of things. I'm trying to keep it so that the same person works on a batch, because everyone has a slightly different way of doing it. I mean, the overall effect is the same. But, you know, if there are scenes where there are quite a few shots where the little boy is by the tree, so I'm just doing those myself so that they'll be the same. But basically we do models for each scene so that it can be followed through pretty consistently.